Our city is booming. People are moving here every day looking for affordable homes, better lifestyle, and strong job opportunities. And over the last year, this has meant changes in our market. And over that time, Lexington became the tale of two cities. If you owned, your net worth likely went up a bit. If you were trying to buy, the market probably felt frustrating and inconsistent. And that's what makes this different from other years. It's not some clean, feel-good story. And that's exactly why, in this video, I want to break down what actually happened in 2025, how it leads us into 2026, and where I believe this market is headed. That's right, I will be making market predictions of where I believe the market will be 12 months from now. If we haven't met, my name is Shelby Johnson. My husband and I are military veterans turned real estate agents who relocated here ourselves a few years ago, and now we help buyers and sellers make confident, data-driven decisions without the born and raised here bias. So if you want to talk strategy that's personalized to you, shoot me a text and we'll get started. Okay, before we talk about 2026, we actually have to understand what happened in 2025 to the blue graph in the Lexington region. Because last year was not a crash. It was also not some big rebound where everything got easy again. It was a market that loosened enough to give buyers more choices and stayed tight enough that the best homes still created real competition. So across the bluegrass region, there were 4,176 homes on the market as of December of 2025. And in Lexington Fayette alone, we had 1,231 active listings. So yes, buyers had more options, but no, this still wasn't some easy oversupplied market. Bluegrass Realtor data shows December 2025 sales rising roughly 8% year over year, with pending sales up about 1% compared to the same month last year. But at the same time, the average days on market rose to 49 compared to 44 the year prior, and the median days on market rose to 29 compared to 25 the year prior. And this is why 2025 felt confusing to people. Homes were selling, pending, and moving. And some homes sold fast, but others just sat. The translation is that buyer demand did not disappear. They just weren't buying everything. They were more particular than in years past, only buying the clean, move-in ready, priced right homes, and pushing back hard on stuff that felt dated, overpriced, awkward, or compromised in any way. Same thing with pricing. So the median sales prices were hovering in the low to mid 300s, and many of the homes selling below list. But when you dig deeper, you see that the clean, move-in ready homes in the strongest pockets were still getting multiple offers at or above list price, which protects the value and even pushes prices up in those pockets. So while on average, the pricing in Fayette County was relatively stable to slightly up overall, it was not uniform. It was segmented. And this is why broad headlines can feel disconnected from what buyers and sellers are actually experiencing on the ground. 2025 was not a single market. There were multiple micro markets happening at the same time. So if you only watch one stat in 2025, you could talk yourself into the wrong story. And if this sounds like you are not alone. Most people come to me in the exact same position. So if you want help and if you want to avoid getting super frustrated and wasting a lot of time and money in a weird market, just text or email me and I will help navigate you with clarity. Now, one of the biggest shifts in 2025 was financing. Mortgage rates were not cheap, but they were better. Bluegrass Realtors cited an average rate of a 6.19% in December of 2025, which was down from 6.72% a year earlier, 2024. But as of late February 2026, Freddie Mac's weekly survey showed the 30-year fixed mortgage rate at a 5.98%. So this really matters because even a modest drop in rates drastically changes your monthly mortgage payment. And psychology. It does not suddenly make housing cheap, but it does bring more people off the sidelines, especially when inventory is still not fully comfortable. And now that we understand what led us to where we are today, we can start to look at what might happen next year. So with that, I'd like to ask you 3 questions and we can see if we can figure this out together. Question 1, does strong buyer demand come back? So I think the buyer demand in 2026 comes down to one thing more than anything else, and that is rates. We just talked about how Freddie Mac showed the 30-year fixed was already in the 5s this year, which is down from almost 7% in 2024. And that is a meaningful shift, even if it's still not cheap money. If rates stay in the high 5s to low 6, I think the demand stays alive, but concentrated. If rates drop lower, buyers will become less picky as they're saving money on the purchase and can use that to fix imperfections. If rates pop back up, the market slows again and the buyers become pickier than ever. Question 2, does inventory rise? This is the biggest reason I do not think that 2026 becomes some magical buyer's market. Inventory. Right now, sellers in great houses with great rates are looking out onto the market and realizing that because of today's landscape, both rates and inventory, we're probably not going to find something better than what they already have. So, unless they need to move, they're not. I think that buyers will have more options than they did during the tightest stretches, but not so many options that they can be casual about things when a great home hits the market. Question 3, what happens to prices? This is where people are going to get tripped up in 2026 because Lexington can show up as strong in one metric and soft in another, just depending on geography, timing, and the mix of homes sold. That is why I am not calling for some dramatic plummet. I'm also not calling for some huge skyrocket this year. I'm calling for uneven results. The best homes will protect value better and can absolutely create urgency. The weaker listings will feel the pressure. So the real headline for 2026 is not up or down because it is split. And that is why two neighbors can have totally different outcomes in the same month. And that leads us into my prediction for 2026 and the reason why it's going to scare some people. I predict that the 2026 market is going to expose weak strategies like never before. Buyers who just listen to the headlines are going to get burned, and sellers who still think it's 2021 are going to get humbled. No, I do not think the market is going to crash, but I do think the results that unfold are going to continue to feel unfair. A-plus homes in the right pocket with the great layout, true move-in ready condition, really sharp pricing will move fast and even pop if the rates continue to improve. B and C homes that are even slightly overpriced for their condition, that might be functionally weird, a little dated, less desirable locations, those are going to sit long and suffer. By suffer, I mean repeated price drops, desperation from sellers, canceled listings, and relisting just to try to start fresh. My prediction for 2026 is that this will be the biggest split market yet. That is what the future holds for Lexington. So, what can you do about it? If you're buying in 2026, stop shopping all of Lexington like it's one giant market because it is not. You need to shop your exact micro market, your exact price point, your exact must-haves. The experience in one neighborhood can be very different from another, and broad stats will not get you far. Also, expect speed on the best homes even if the headlines feel slower overall. The right house can and will still move very quickly, so you need to have a plan to act fast without panic buying. And finally, do not build your entire strategy around waiting for those ultra low rates to come back. If rates dip further, competition will wake back up quickly. So if you're waiting for 3% again, you may be waiting through your best opportunity window. If you are selling in 2026, understand this: you are not competing against buyers. You are competing against the other listing. With more inventory on the market, buyers have alternatives and they will use them. This is not a throw it up and just see if it sells type of market. Pricing and condition matter now. If your home is move-in ready and priced right, you could still create urgency. But if it's dated or compromised or overly ambitious on pricing, the market will make you pay for it through the longer it is on market. And watch the rate window, because when rates improve, demand can pulse quickly. The sellers who win today are the ones who have their house perfectly ready before the demand shows up. Okay, real talk. I know many people have looked out on this market, not just Lexington, but nationwide, and felt like they'll never be able to buy or sell in the way that they once envisioned. Things are weird, but if this is important to you, and I think it should be because it is so vital to the financial futures of so many families, there are steps that you can take today to start setting yourself up for that future. Whether it's saving a little bit each month towards the down payment, or setting up a financial plan, or having a safety net in place for when something comes along and surprises you. Maybe it's as simple as just getting your credit rating into a good status, because that will make such an impact on your mortgage terms when you are ready to buy. But my message to you is do not give up. And when the time is right, do not feel pressured. Don't let FOMO, family, friends, some doomsdayer on YouTube, or some realtor convince you to buy or sell unless the timing is right for you. Now, I understand that for some of you, it's going to be hard to listen to some realtor on YouTube because you might be thinking, Shelby, you just want me to sell my home right now, or buy a home right now, or take some sort of action. But the truth is, I actually don't. In fact, for some of you, now would be a terrible time to buy if you're going to be house poor, or it could be a terrible time to sell if you're forced push you to move before you're ready to do so. So I ask of you, please do not let FOMO drive you to make some poor financial decisions. Flip side, if you have a strong financial position, you have a great job, and you have the means, don't let a weird market stop you from moving forward. Everyone's situation is different. It is individual. So if you'd like to explore yours a little bit more, we actually have a link in the description below where you can book a time as a home buyer or a home seller and get a no pressure consultation absolutely free of charge, where we can look at your situation and help you decide if now is a good time. Hope this helps. Thanks for watching. See you next time.